Hey everybody, Keith Wilson at the Trombone Shop at Schmidt Music back with another Mouthpiece review for you. Today we've got a brand new addition in the shop, specifically Pickett trombone mouthpieces. So these are a little lesser known in the trombone world, but Peter Pickett has been making mouthpieces since around 1998, based right in Kentucky, and they've become a real favorite in the trumpet world, but they're starting to get a lot of attention in the trombone side as well, as long as with horn and tuba and some of the others here as well. So we just got a set of these in, and I was really excited to do a video with these. Now, one of the things that makes the Pickett mouthpieces also slightly unique in the custom mouthpiece world is that they are one of the folks doing two-piece mouthpieces. So in the case of trombone, we have rim and cup. And so there's a few different rim contours, which we'll talk about. There are a couple different trombone blanks and different trombone cup depths as well. So today we're going to be comparing two different cup depths. Both of these are their 4, which is fairly equivalent to a Bach 4, give or take. And again, we'll talk about that afterwards. But we're going to be comparing their 4M, which is a little bit shallower cup, and their 4D, which is a little bit deeper cup, against a Bach 4G. Today I'm going to be playing all of this on a Bach 42A. So take a listen and then we'll talk about it afterwards. As I mentioned, the Pickett mouthpieces obviously evolved very much into the custom mouthpiece realm for a number of different reasons. Just like with a lot of custom mouthpieces, we see there's so much attention to detail and design in the making of the mouthpieces and the designing of them, how much time they're spending in creating them, which makes a difference with a lot of our higher end mouthpieces. But of course, then we do have some additional options. In the case of Pickett, we have the two-piece setup here. So what Pickett offers with their trombone mouthpieces are a couple of different rim contours. So I play both of these on their C rim, which is their most common rim. It's very Bach-like, semi-rounded, but a little bit flat, but not crazy flat. And then they do have an R rim as well, which is going to be more rounded, not quite as much as, for example, the Lindbergh mouthpieces, but it definitely does have a little bit more of a curvature to it. For me personally, I tend to lean towards a little bit more of a Bach style rim. So for me, the C contoured rims are more comfortable, but obviously from other folks, that more rounded rim can have some benefits as well. But of course, what's really interesting for me is the different options that we have as far as the cup depths go. So as I mentioned, I was comparing the Pickett 4M versus the 4D. And so what I really found with these is, like we expect with a lot of mouthpieces, especially with different cup depths, some real differences in especially the timbre, the control, and the response. Overall, my experience with the Picketts, I really like. I feel that they're really responsive. They seem to center really well. They seem like they're really stable mouthpieces. And I like that, whether I was playing on the medium cup or the deep cup, I felt like, frankly, I had more room to shape the phrases in both cases than I did with the Bach 4G. With the M cup, I definitely felt a little bit more of a push. I thought the sound was brighter overall. I felt like, especially in the upper register, that there was a little bit more of a timbre shift. I definitely, if I pushed it a little bit too much, it definitely wanted to get very brilliant. But I still felt like I had control with it. There were a few points. So, for example, in the slow movement of the cavatine, I definitely felt a little bit of that push. I really had to be careful about how I was moving the air. Otherwise, I felt like I would be trying to move the air faster than at that volume the mouthpiece could really take. In comparison, I liked the evenness of the timbre with the 4D. I felt like it added more depth to the sound. I felt like it was a little more consistent sound throughout the registers, but it was for me, I could feel it was asking different amount of air from me. And so there were a few phrases, especially some more of the technical phrases, where I felt like I would have to adjust my airstream to it a little bit to really get comfortable and make sure I'm getting the precision in every single note in some of these faster phrases. But again, in both cases, I did really like the sound performance. I found it to be very comfortable. Now, technically, the Pickett 4 is supposed to be a little bit bigger than a Bach 4G. I went with the 4G as comparison because that's what felt the most similar. Technically, I mean, this is almost more like a 3G, but boy, it sure didn't feel like it. It felt very comfortable. I liked how it, how the rim fit on my face. I tend to be a little bit more of a 5 player, but I still feel like I had a lot of control. I didn't lose anything with this at all. So, some very interesting things. And of course, they have, unique finishes. You can see they do the brushed finish on the exterior, which is nice. They do have a couple of different cup lengths that they offer as well. And then, of course, they do, different plating options, Lexan rims, etc. So, a lot of options with the Pickett mouthpieces. Price-wise, they're very comparable with all of the other custom offerings. So I think their mouthpiece is obviously getting attention, and I think they deserve to, and they're going to get even more. So very, very exciting stuff. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video here. So if you have any thoughts, questions, please feel free to leave those below here. If you like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to our channel so you can see hopefully all the new content we're putting out is going to be interesting for you. Hit that notification button so you can hear when we put it out there. And you can check us out on Instagram and Facebook. So thanks for watching, everybody.